This is Adam and Peter. So I'm from TCM UK Limited, a manufacturing consultancy, but we also have FactoryIQ, and it's FactoryIQ we're going to talk about and do a little demo around what FactoryIQ is. Peter, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, I'm Peter Spivey from 4C Software. We develop a range of data analytics packages, and we also develop bespoke software for our clients. And this is what we've developed with Adam. He's sort of dumped his brain onto us, and we've converted that into this FactoryIQ application that we'll run you through shortly.
Yeah, so just a quick overview. This is manufacturing, focus on manufacturing, although, we do printers, printing businesses, and anywhere, where you have a production schedule and machines and different facilities and resources, we can apply this to. But it is predominantly aimed at manufacturing and manufacturing UK. It's something that, as Peter said, I'd been using Excel for a number of years. It's about 1999, and Peter and the team have managed to extract out all of the stuff and crap that was in my head into what is now FactoryIQ, and it is focused on Industry 4.0 functionality in helping SME businesses, manufacturing businesses, with operations management. So it's not an ERP, it's not an MRP, but they link together. It links with those sort of software. It's a very, very high functional operations management software. So Peter is going to give us a demo and go through. If you're in the chat or watching, then ask questions by all means. So Peter, I will start sharing.
Okay. Thank you. Right, so here we are at the home screen, and in this particular example, we're looking at a system where it's pulling data live through from SAP Business One. But we can set up connectors to a variety of ERPs, MRPs, and so on. So this gives us an immediate overview of what's happening at the moment. We can see we've got some jobs overdue, some others overrunning. And if we look at our jobs list, here we'll see what is currently scheduled, unscheduled, pending import, that is stuff waiting to come in from the ERP. And each job is made up of a variety of tasks. So if I go to the details for a job, we can see that a job is made up of items, and each item is made up of tasks. And each task is associated to a resource or an asset. So we're looking here, we've got a milling machine, we've got some part of the work's going out to subcontract coatings, etching, inspection, and finally a store's receipt. So it brings those jobs through with the quantities, how long each job has been set up within the ERP. We then take that data and put it into an automatic schedule. So this is looking at the due dates for each of the jobs, how long each job's going to take, and it works out the best time for each of those jobs to start, and it won't allow more than one job to happen at a time on a particular resource. Now, what we can see happening here is where jobs start to overrun, yes, we do then start to see an overlap. And then there is a manage schedule button at the bottom here. So you see we've got a lot of resources in this particular site. If I was to go to manage schedule and choose to reschedule, it will then get rid of all those clashes within the schedule. And we again see a realistic time of when jobs are likely to be ready. So this is an overview from a manager's point of view of what's actually going on in the system. If we look at an individual resource, so let's look at this citizen. As an operator of that resource, I can see what is coming up today on that particular machine, and I can stop and start tasks. And when I stop and start a task, that is automatically reflected across in the main schedule. So it's all linked. Everybody's connected to the one system that's sat in the cloud. Also from here, as the operator of this machine, I can look at any documents that might be associated with that machine. So you can use this to help drive a paperless environment. So here we've got a health and safety poster associated with it. You might not see that due to the way my machine is sharing, actually, because we're not seeing separate tabs. But here you can see the documents that are linked with that particular resource. Likewise, with individual jobs, you can associate documents with those as well. So if you've got engineering drawings, for instance, which I've got here. And again, right, I've got a JPEG that shows the image. I don't think you're going to see the image if I download it, so I won't bother downloading that one. But it could even be things like CNC programs you can have associated with each individual job. So going back to the schedule, we can see
that is where, sorry, Peter, interrupting there. Yeah. That is where, as Peter was saying, is around from a paperless point of view, it does allow, so if you've got an asset, you can put all your cost regulations or your health and safety against that, depreciation documents, anything you wanted against that asset. And then by the product, you can then do standard work instructions, as Peter said, CNC programming, drawings, anything, quality documents, anything you wanted. So you can become completely paperless. And this can also be accessed at levels. So only a person at the skill level to operate that operation can actually access that data and that operation, at that process at that time. So.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to the schedule, one of the things you'll notice here are these shaded grey areas, and these are configurable downtimes, either at an individual asset level or across the complete factory. So this factory finishes at 4:30 in the afternoon and starts again at 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's go to a 10-day view. So you can see where the breaks are. If you've got machines that run 24 hours a day, then you don't have to set the breaks for those particular ones. And the automatic schedule will take all that into consideration when it's working out when each of these operations can happen. So moving forward through the schedule now, you'll see that going forward, we can see when the last kind of jobs are coming into are going to be finished. So we're looking forward to next week now, following week, and so on. And there are reports that you can generate from here as well. So you can have a list of all of your jobs and what the estimated due dates of those jobs are. Now, what you'll see is this citizen is currently highlighted in red. And the reason for that is there is a stoppage on that particular resource. So if we go back to that resource page, okay, so this is a list of all the resources. We can see that there is a stoppage on the citizen. So if I go there, it's currently stopped. There's a belt drive snapped. And this means that any jobs won't schedule basically onto this, or they won't be given a due date until this asset is resumed. So some things might be a case of running out of materials. Other things might be more serious in that you've got to wait for some maintenance for that particular asset. But the operator can start and stop the asset. Likewise, individual jobs within an asset can be stopped or started. So it may be that the asset itself is fine, but you've run out of material to do this particular job, in which case the scheduler will start to shuffle up the other jobs that are coming through. And again, you can keep a track of the stoppages. So if I go to resume this task now, I can say what it was, how long it was stopped for, and then resume the task. And we can run reports off of that for your OEE to see how much downtime you're getting on a particular resource, look for patterns and so on. When the job's actually finished, when the operator finishes the job, they can then note the actual quantity produced. So maybe they produced 60, and there was a scrap of 12. And again, this kind of information can be used for analysis to check for overproduction, which actually we've found some of our clients, this has picked that up because there is a culture of overproduction on the shop floor, but also where you've got excessive scrap, it will pick that up. That information can all be fed into an SQCDP board, along with any safety incidents that are recorded. So we have a simple safety logging page. And all of this is designed to work on mobile devices. We're looking at it on a desktop at the moment, but it will work on a phone or on a tablet. So you can have cheap Kindle Fire type devices, £70 a piece, for operators on the shop floor or for those that need to log incidents. As I say, all that then feeds into your SQCDP board, and then that can be used for review of any issues on a daily basis. If we go back to the complete resource lists again, if you're responsible for a particular work area, so maybe I'm interested in the turning section, you can then view all of the jobs that are upcoming, all color-coded as to what their status are, whether there's any issues with either a resource or a job being stopped. And the idea behind this screen is you can actually have this up on the wall in a work area to give everybody an overview of what's going on in their particular work area. But as jobs are started and stopped, or there is a stoppage, or jobs are changed out of sequence, this is automatically all reflected in here, and the scheduling will take all that into consideration and shuffle jobs around accordingly, so that when you're back at the schedule page, what you're seeing is a live view of your production plan. And as I say, that can be calculated weeks in advance, and it will fine-tune it constantly as jobs are being stopped and started. And in a nutshell, that's it. Back over to you, Adam.
No, superb. Thank you, Peter. So yeah, this is, as this stemmed out of the information that I'd been using for a long time, we are still building and enhancing it, and Peter and the team have done a fantastic job on this. The other side of it as well is that there are alerts that can be set up within this as well. So when an asset goes down, it can alert either maintenance, or then you can have an escalation process in it. So it goes to the maintenance manager. Then after, if it's not up and running within a certain period of time, it can escalate to highlight to the operations director or operations manager and so on. So we've got that escalation. So we can do this on both the asset and also whether from a production point of view. From that, dashboards can be, again, bespoke to what you want from a performance point of view, because we have the data in there. So overall equipment effectiveness can be run from it, as you can see, because we've got the SQDCP boards as well. So safety, quality, cost, delivery, people. So yeah, it was only a quick demo just to show you a little bit around what FactoryIQ was or is. It's this entry level with high functionality for SMEs to get a grips on making informed decisions with the data. So not being a prisoner to production. Being able to see what's happening out on the shop floor, being able to react and also be proactive with it. Because you can plan in your maintenance and it will show up in this plan. So we can block time out for TPM or preventive maintenance on machines as well. So the plan doesn't take into account, or the production schedule doesn't take into account those times as well. So yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, you can either contact me or Peter Spivey on here. You can go to www.tcmuk limited and contact me through there. You can go to www.factoryiq.co.uk and go through there as well. So yeah, if you want any more information, if you want a more detailed demo, then just get in touch with us. And that's it. Thanks for watching, the likes and such like, and yeah, just get in touch.